Damn. Whew. Look at her. What's up, YouTube? A little bit of a story time for you today. I have been meaning to make a video on the Rockford Fosgate Lowrider ST audio system. I have run into some issues with my Rockford Fosgate audio system, so I would like to kind of just go through what I did to get it, and then discuss what happened and what's going on with it now, and then I will also talk to you kind of about what Harley's response on all of that is. So let me go ahead and swap the camera around and we'll get started. Okay, so here we are. First of all, it's fucking cold out, guys. It's in the 20s. I know I talk about the weather a lot, but that's like all we do here in Wisconsin. So, you know, I digress. It is what it is. We got frost on the ground. So I haven't been riding a lot, but I have got some miles in this year. So, Lowrider ST gets announced last year in March. Super exciting, right? That's why I bought one. I saw that it had the ability to basically put an audio system in it. And so that was a really big deal to me. Wanted to have an audio system on my bike no matter how it was gonna happen. And the Lowrider ST is a Softail, so it's lighter. It's got the 117 motor. I know we were all pretty stoked on that when that was announced. So, big issue that happened when the Lowrider ST first came out was that we had supply chain issues. So, of course, the bike was hard to find, but also it was hard to find parts for it. So, of course, it was announced that there was an audio kit with it. However, nobody could find them, and anybody who was ordering them were on super far back order. I was just watching a video from Thrash and Supply. Maybe came out 2 weeks ago, a month ago, I'm not sure exactly, but Lance from Thrash and basically had just received his Rockford Fosgate audio system for his Lowrider ST, which is insane. You know, if that was a month ago, then, you know, basically that was like, what, 8 months in the works that it took for him to get the system. So, that was a huge concern for me too, because I was touring last year and I was gonna be going down to the Blue Ridge, and I wanted an audio system on my bike. And one thing, and you can shame me for this if you want, but here in Wisconsin, it's pretty common for people to ride without a helmet. I'm like half and half. I ride with a helmet. A lot of times I don't if it's super nice outside. So having audio on the bike without having like my helmet audio system is important to me, especially because of that reason. So when I was talking to my parts guy, he was like, "Oh yeah, dude, just, you know, mount up a helmet audio system and you'll be fine." And he's somebody who rides with a helmet all the time, so he's always got his audio. And he didn't even think it was worth it to buy the Rockford Fosgate audio system at that time. And I kind of disagree with him, but now that things have kind of transpired the way they've transpired, I am somewhat in agreement with him at this point. So I couldn't get the system at first. I put it on order when I first bought the bike, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're looking at August, we're looking at September, October," kept getting pushed back. Couldn't get one. I'm guessing they were throwing a bunch of those units on the El Diablo, you know, which got announced later. So it's about 2 weeks before my trip to the Blue Ridge, and I get a call from the dealer, and I've got to get a couple other things done just to get the bike buttoned up before I'm going to head out. And I go in there, and I'm talking to the sales guy, and, you know, I mentioned this in another video. I'm sorry, not my sales guy, but my parts guy, and they had one behind the counter. Couldn't even fucking believe it. Like, they're not anywhere. Like, it had come in that day. So I was like, "Dude, can you get this on the bike before I have to leave in 2 days?" And he's like, "Hell yeah, dude, just leave it here and we'll get it done." So, you know, that's a good dealer. They help out their return customers, and I'm a return customer at my dealer, so they hooked it up. Great. Take the bike. One thing, you know, and I'll do maybe like a more in-depth review. I see a lot of people reviewing like the performance of the audio, which is hit or miss. I mean, you gotta imagine 80 miles an hour wind noise doesn't bode well for any audio system. So, but that's a video for another time. So get the audio system, ride it home, super stoked, love it, and take it down. 2 days later, we take the ride down to the Blue Ridge. That ride is roughly a week long, 3,000-ish miles. And on the last day, we make a one saddle ride trip, 800 miles, one direction from Asheville, North Carolina to home. And it was gnarly as hell, but we made that trip. Not quite a fucking iron saddle, but you get what I'm saying. It's a lot of miles on a bike in a day. And about halfway through that day, last day of the trip, the audio system, the Rockford Fosgate audio system on the bike, starts clipping at max volume, which, because of the nature of, wind noise at 80 miles an hour, there's not really another way to ride the bike without it being at max volume. And I would even argue the point that at 60 miles an hour, you're gonna be running it at max volume, which, what's the point of instating a max volume that isn't capable of being handled by the amplifier in the unit? Like, you set the max volume to what the max capacity of that amplifier is, right? You think that anyway. So I ended up starting needing clipping. So I'm doing 80 miles an hour. I'm like, man, might be the fucking Bluetooth. Maybe that's my phone. So let me reset my phone. Let me reset the head unit. Let me go into the Rockford Fosgate audio app, which really is not great, by the way, and see what the health on it is. Health was good. Everything checks out. It just simply, at that point, I didn't really know what was going on, but simply is unable to play the majority of songs at max volume without clipping. Which, if you're accustomed like older Harleys, I've heard from a lot of guys that that's not uncommon in older Harleys, especially like twin cams, the older speaker systems, stuff like that. But again, here we are in, 2023 now, but last year, it was hand built for this bike to basically play at a certain volume, and you would think that the amplifier is built into it. It's all one system that you would build an amplifier or build a max volume into said unit to be able to handle whatever volume that it was capable of. Turns out that that's not the case. I'm hoping that's a warranty thing more than it is like every unit out there is having this problem, which from what you see online, you wouldn't think that. Nobody's really come to the table with this issue in the way I'm coming to it now. A lot of people are just saying great things about the audio system, which, for a bike that doesn't normally have audio, it's easy to say great things about, an audio system on a bike that normally doesn't have it. So anyway, so I don't know what's going on. I bring it back to my dealer back here in Wisconsin, and we start having a conversation. And I'm telling him what's going on, and I bring it back into the shop, and I demonstrate it to the tech, and the tech confirms it, and he's like, yep, that's obviously clipping really bad. And so I'm going to the parts manager and everything. I'm like, all right, so what's the deal? Like, are we gonna warranty this thing? It was $1,500 after the purchase price, plus the install, plus all those things. Yes, I had it installed by Harley. What's up? Like, what can we do? And he's like, oh, well, let me send some emails out and see what other people are saying about it, and we'll see what we can do. I'm like, well, I'm kind of not interested in seeing what we can do. I spent the $1,500, and I expect the thing to work as advertised. I've only owned it for a week and a half, right? And he's like, yeah, we'll take care of you. Don't worry, and let me just make these emails and see what's going on. And so, long story short on that is he was sending out emails to people so that he could get basically a confirmation that it's not the device that's faulty, it's how I'm using it that's wrong. And by that I mean using it as intended at max volume at 80 miles an hour on the interstate is not how you're supposed to use it. You're only supposed to go to 3/4 volume. That is what the dealer tells me. And I basically called bullshit. I was like, who makes a product that can't even, stand under its own weight? You don't make a product go to a certain volume unless the product is built to maintain said volume. And if you do the opposite of that and do basically what you're saying that this does, that's fucking horse shit. It's garbage. Like, get rid of the product and make it better, or don't build in a max volume that the amplifier cannot handle. And so I argued with him a little bit about it and just said, hey, I still think this is a warrantyable issue. There's no way in hell you can tell me that I'm not supposed to be able to use this at the volume that is capable of the device. And quite honestly, it gets up there, but like if there's even a slight bass to anything, a bass drum, it just totally clips the audio. It's completely unlistenable, if that's even a word, at max volume because of that issue. It is so bad that a song gets chopped up so bad that you're better off without audio entirely. Just turn it off. And if you turn it down to 75%, let's say, as they tell me to do, that's great until you're going 60 miles an hour and now you can't hear your audio at all. At which point you should probably just not be listening to audio anyway, because it's just this droning background dog shit noise that, why do you want to listen to that? I'd rather listen to my exhaust. And so they argued with me because I've got a louder exhaust and all that. I said, that's not the problem. The exhaust is not the problem. Wind noise is the problem. That's what you're fighting with. The exhaust is barely even noticeable at high, at 80 miles an hour. So long story short, they still haven't warranted the device. To be fair to them, I have not gone back and dealt with them and kind of given them the opportunity to do that. I sent them an email after they basically told me, don't use it that way and use it at 75%. And they never got back to me because it was kind of a strong worded email. Not like disrespectful or anything, but I was disagreeing with them. And so I probably should go back and deal with that. And if I do and they warranty the device, I will totally make an update video. But as of right now, the audio in my Lowrider ST it fucking sucks. It's shit. So I guess my point being here is I've not seen any videos like this where people have said what I'm saying. Again, everybody's been raving about it. And for most people, I hope that's the case. I hope it's a good unit. Like, the whole reason I bought this bike was because of this audio unit. Like, I was so stoked that I could be on a Softail and have audio and be able to use my phone to Bluetooth in and all that stuff. So if you're having a good time with it, that's great for you. I don't want to try to bash other people's experiences on that. That's all fine and dandy. I just know in my experience, I love the bike. I mean, look at her, dude. That's good shit. But audio is just not doing it for me. So I spent a lot of money on it, and I guess really, the brunt of that story is like, it's not so much that I need the audio. I would rather them just take the audio out and refund me the money and go that route than even put a new unit in, quite honestly, at this point. But we'll see what happens. So that's my spiel for today. I just wanted to kind of let you guys know. I would demonstrate it, but in here it's super echoey. You can't even tell. I already did a recording on this. Sorry about the burp. I already did a recording on this. As I'm heightening the volume, you can't actually hear it get louder because the phone / GoPro / whatever I use doesn't do it justice. So, but like, I listen to a lot of heavy metal. Bring Me the Horizon's one of my bands, and any song I play by them, it basically on the top end, it just starts clipping. Clip it, clip, 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 clip. I might as well just turn the shit off. So, I'm hoping that I can work with them a little bit this year. Let me know in the comments if you've got a Lowrider ST. Do you have the Rockford Fosgate audio system? And if you do, have you had any issues? Any clipping on the top end or anything else with it, honestly? I mean, we all have the gripes about how it's controlled, sure. They should have added some kind of Bluetooth controller or something like that. But has anybody else had any audio issues? Let me know in the comments, please. And if you've had it resolved or anything like that, I'd like to know that too. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching today. If you liked the video, please hit the like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye.